Kathy Engelbert is cooked. Well done. Put her in the air fryer and forgot about her. Put her in the oven and left her in 30 minutes too long. Kathy Engelbert is cooked.
The WNBA world just got hit with a bombshell, and if you've been paying attention, you know this moment was coming. Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner who was supposed to shepherd the league into a new golden age, is officially cooked. Stick a fork in her, she's done.
She's finished. If there is a league for 2026, Kathy Engelbert's not going to be in charge of that league. If I'm Adam Silver, for negotiation purposes, I am taking Kathy Engelbert away from the negotiation tables as soon as possible if Adam Silver wants a league.
And what makes it even more ironic, it wasn't a rookie phenom like Caitlin Clark, it wasn't a TV network, and it wasn't even a disgruntled coach that set the fire. No, it was Nafisa Collier, a star, a veteran, an MVP candidate, who in one moment of frustration exposed exactly why the WNBA has been rotting from the top down.
If they don't remove Kathy Engelbert from negotiations with the new CBA conversations coming up, that speaks volumes into how desperate the NBA is into kind of keeping this WNBA charade going.
And the truth? Engelbert is the one holding the match while the league burns. Picture this. Collier, the leader of the Minnesota Lynx, fighting through injury all season long, finally has enough. Her ankle is hurting. Her team is battling.
If Nafisa Collier doesn't get hurt, roll her ankle, if she's able to finish out that series and the Lynx advance, or if she's just able to finish off that series, period, if that play never happens, what Cheryl Reeve said in the postgame, what Nafisa Collier said during her exit interview, none of that gets said. Only when it affects them, it turns into an issue.
And she gets hacked over and over again without a whistle. And then, the mic catches her saying what the rest of the league has been thinking, that the officiating is broken, the leadership is broken, and the commissioner herself doesn't care. Let's be real, this isn't just about missed calls.
When it was happening all last season with Caitlin Clark, getting beat up, getting targeted, getting abused, getting singled out. The game was physical, what do you expect? This is the WNBA, what do you expect?
It's about a culture that Engelbert created, where accountability doesn't exist. You know how many times Caitlin Clark has been told she's whining when she complains about refs?
But now that it's happening to other players, it's not just Caitlin Clark's issue this year, she's been out. Now other players are dealing with it. Oh, now it's an issue. Now it's a problem. Now we need to speak out against the WNBA. Speak out against the commissioner.
You know how many times she's been painted as soft or spoiled because she wanted fair treatment? Engelbert let that narrative grow unchecked. But now, when it's Nafisa Collier, a player respected by her peers, a player the league supposedly loves to market, suddenly the room gets quiet.
The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office.
Suddenly, everybody's listening. That double standard is the league's Achilles heel. And Collier just ripped it open for the world to see. What makes this even more damning is that Engelbert allegedly didn't just ignore the problems. She mocked the players. We've heard the whispers. Her saying things like, losers complain about refs, or even worse.
Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders.
Allegedly telling players to get on your knees. That's not just unprofessional, that's toxic. That's the kind of thing that turns a workplace into a battlefield. And when the commissioner is the one firing those shots, the trust is gone, completely gone. Think about this. When was the last time you saw players from across teams rally around a single issue? Not often, right? Because players are competitive, they're focused on winning, and they don't want to give opponents the satisfaction of knowing they're upset. But when Nafisa Collier spoke out, it wasn't just about her. It was about the integrity of the game. It was about every single player who has taken a shot to the face without a whistle. Every rookie who has been told to toughen up. Every veteran who has quietly rolled their eyes at Engelbert's so-called leadership. Collier pulled back the curtain, and now there's no putting it back. The league has officially hit the boiling point. And make no mistake, this isn't just about basketball. This is about business. ESPN, Amazon, the networks pumping millions into WNBA rights, they don't want chaos. They don't want their broadcasts turning into free commercials for the NBA's G League because the product looks rigged or incompetent. They want stars to shine, not stars to limp off the court. But Engelbert has let the chaos run wild. You've got Caitlin Clark taking elbows to the face. You've got A'ja Wilson throwing shade at officiating on social media. You've got veterans saying privately that the game feels more like pro wrestling than professional basketball. And through it all, Engelbert just smiles and talks about growth. Growth. Where? In complaints? In controversy. Because from where fans are sitting, the only thing growing is frustration. Now here's where it gets even more brutal for Engelbert. Collier isn't just another voice. She's not a fringe player. She's a top 5 name in the league. A player you build marketing campaigns around. A player fans actually pay money to see. When she says the system is broken, the message lands different. The casual fan sees it, the diehard fan sees it, and most importantly, Adam Silver sees it. Yes, the NBA commissioner. And if you think he's going to sit around while the WNBA's image tanks right when media rights are about to explode, think again. The NBA has too much invested. They've spent years trying to position the WNBA as the sister league, the rising star of women's sports. They don't want headlines about players calling the commissioner a clown. They don't want sponsors questioning why their logos are being shown in a league where leadership is this toxic. Adam Silver has the power to step in, and now he has the reason. Collier's voice isn't just criticism, it's the spark of a movement. And once that movement starts, Engelbert is finished. Cooked. The fallout from Nafisa Collier's words isn't just a bad headline. It's a full-on earthquake shaking the foundation of the WNBA. For years, players have whispered about Engelbert behind closed doors. For years, fans have groaned about inconsistent officiating. For years, sponsors have politely smiled while ignoring the chaos on the court. But now, it's not whispers, it's shouts. It's not groans, it's outrage. And for Engelbert, there's no hiding from it. The league has reached a moment where everything that was tolerated before is now on trial in front of the entire world. Think about what this means. A commissioner's #1 job isn't just to show up at draft night or smile in press conferences. It's to protect the integrity of the game, to protect the players, to protect the brand. Engelbert has failed on all 3 counts. The officiating crisis is now a scandal. The treatment of players is now a lawsuit waiting to happen. And the brand? The brand is bleeding every time a star like Caitlin Clark gets blindsided with no whistle, or a respected veteran like Collier calls the league out for being unprofessional. This isn't leadership, it's negligence. And negligence has consequences. Players talk, they text, they DM. And right now behind the scenes, there is a growing movement of players who want Engelbert gone. They won't say it on camera yet, but trust me, it's brewing. This is how revolts start. Not with a press release, but with a few brave voices speaking up until the entire locker room is buzzing. First it was Clark getting called a whiner. Then it was Collier getting called tough for pointing out the same issues. That double standard lit the fuse. And when fans see the hypocrisy that clear, they don't let it go. The momentum is now against Engelbert, and momentum in sports is everything. Here's the part Engelbert's defenders don't want to admit. This is bigger than her. This is about whether the WNBA can actually step into the spotlight it's been given. Look at the attendance numbers. Look at the record-breaking viewership. The Caitlin Clark effect is real. The A'ja Wilson effect is real. The buzz around this league has never been louder. But if the product looks rigged, if the leadership looks clueless, then all that momentum flips. Instead of headlines about growth, you get headlines about failure. Instead of corporate sponsorships lining up, you get sponsors quietly backing out. And you know who sees that clearly? Adam Silver. The man is a chess player. He's not emotional, he's calculating. And when he looks at the WNBA right now, he sees a board where one piece, Engelbert, has gone from an asset to a liability. Silver knows that if he pulls the plug, the league resets instantly. He installs a new commissioner, someone with actual credibility, someone the players respect, and suddenly the narrative shifts. Suddenly the story isn't about a broken league, It's about a rebirth. Fans love a redemption arc. Media loves a comeback story. The WNBA could spin Engelbert's removal as the moment they turn the corner. And that's why her days are numbered. Let's not kid ourselves. This isn't just about missed calls. This is about power. Players finally realizing they have it. Collier saying out loud what so many have been afraid to say gave others permission to speak up. And when more voices join, when veterans and rookies alike start pulling back the curtain, the Emperor has no clothes. Engelbert can't survive that. Not when her own league is telling the world she's lost the locker room. The irony of all this is that Engelbert thought she could ride the Caitlin Clark wave into legacy status. She thought being the commissioner during the Clark era would make her untouchable. But instead, Clark's presence magnified every flaw, every hard foul that went unchecked, every narrative about whining, every fan complaining that the refs were deciding games. It all piled up. And now, with Collier's words, it's like the dam broke. The truth spilled out, and there's no fixing it. The fans are too smart, the players are too connected, and the media is too hungry for this story. Engelbert's tenure will go down not as the era of growth, but as the era of exposure. The era where players stopped being silent and started calling out the nonsense. And here's the part that seals it. Sponsors care more about image than loyalty. If enough noise builds up, if the headlines get loud enough, they'll demand change. They'll say, either you fix this or we pull our money. And that's when Silver acts. That's when Engelbert gets the call. That's when the WNBA's future pivots. Nafisa Collier didn't just complain about officiating. She exposed the entire power structure of the league as fragile, outdated, and incompetent. She forced a conversation that Engelbert can't win. And the timing? Brutal. Because this is supposed to be the WNBA's moment. The rise, the explosion, the big stage. Instead, it's become the commissioner's trial.
It rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence.